And we should be live. I think. There we go. So, welcome back everyone. A few small disclaimers before I really get into it. Due to certain circumstances, I'm in a different room than I used to be, and you might hear my dogs in the background, as well as some pesky houseflies that's been flying around. But anyways, submarines. A submarine event at long last. I'm not really going to describe the submarine event before playing it, so I'll just get right into it. And to find a submarine event, of course, you always go to events and tournaments, and there you have it, Battle of the Atlantic, where you can then choose between the American team and the German team. To start us off with, I'm going to be playing the submarines, because of course. And also, please do tell me if there's any audio noise, now that I actually think of it, any like audio troubles and stuff like that. But yes, submarine event, and I'll just get right into it with the German submarine. A quick note as well for this event, in the events tab it says it's a realistic battle event, like realistic difficulty. It isn't. Most of it has the arcade settings, the only thing that makes it realistic is the fact that there's no enemy nameplates. Or name tags, however you want to call them. But anyways, I always want to spawn down south, because I think that the that's a surface to get to maximum speed. The default spawn point if you don't select any is up north. So it's always a good idea to select down south. There seems to be no enemy escorts over here. Perfect. We can stay on the surface then. The submarine's top speed on the surface, with the arcade engine boost mind you, is 44 kilometers an hour, which is not too shabby, luckily, especially since we only spawn, what is it? Yeah, 3.5 kilometers away. I mean, I'll be playing planes when I get spawn points for them, sure. But I'm mainly going to be playing this event. Actually, I'll be only playing this event. Nah, I'm not going to be playing IRB today. Not my kind of thing. Enemy destroyer spotted. But he's not yet shooting at us, so we can stay on the surface and get our speed to full effect. Do we have any others on the surface? Somebody close. That guy's on the surface as well. Not quite in range yet. We're getting very close. And for some reason that fetcher has a... Not really, accent, I'm not going to get into it either. But it will. Yep, I need to actually stay in the gun sight to track the target. I'm hearing shells by, but let's just get this one tracking. One away. Two away, and we're getting to... There's two. Periscope depth. Deploy the periscope as well, so we can continue on torpedoing these boats. And as you can see, being submerged, our speed has drastically decreased. Out of range, but that should be fine.
2000 Meter!
Hi, Ruder hard backboard.
No lead indicating on me yet. Let's try it again.
Marineschiff.
Because he should be in range.
3000 Meter! Direkter Treffer! Feindliches Schiff brennt! Feindliches Schiff!
I need to dive. If you look at the map, he's right on top of me. And I'm gonna be diving way too late to dodge him. Turn away, maybe? Nah. That's gonna be a dead submarine. Was a bit too tunnel visioned on the boats, the convoy ships. Let's just continue. As we have 3 spawns in these U-boats. Let's go to the surface first. Only when we start getting engaged we want to dive down.
Ruder auf Null! Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer! 320! 3000 Meter! Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff.
Well, I'm starting to think it might be good to just...
4000 Meter!
Because if I stay on the surface, the enemy gets a marker like this, a minimap marker, saying where I am. But if I go down, of course, they won't. So they'll still be able to spot me due to me being noisy going at full speed.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 300!
Put it there surface, maybe to shotgun him. Yeah, there's RB. I think I should actually be safe if I just stay on the surface.
Batterien Aufland. Ruder Steuerbau.
Yeah, he seems fairly distracted. What worries me though is all those people. Lots of Tacomas though. And Tacomas are a bit easier to deal with.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff.
Still have to get closer.
340! 3000 Meter! Ziel identifiziert.
I'm gonna dive. I don't like that guy getting closer.
300! 2000 Meter! Auf Seerohrtiefe aufsteigen! Steigen auf
And if I'm going to dive, I might as well go deep.
Bis zur Tiefe von 60 Meter!
Yeah. I do genuinely really like this event though. Ah, he must have run into a mine that played earlier, because it didn't launch any torpedoes.
Erreicht! 60 Meter!
There we go, maximum depth. Before crushing at least. And we'll slowly on motor towards that convoy again. I'm actually pretty safe, they seem to be preoccupied with the group over there. I shouldn't be going down, I should be going up. Still confused those 2 buttons.
Seerohrtiefe erreicht!
Yeah, I should be pretty safe actually to go up. Just have to be careful of the
Ruder
ships in
Steuerbau!
front of me.
Torpedo bomber. Backboard.
And an aircraft up as well, apparently. Is there? There is. And PBYs are really dangerous. Although I do have anti-air armament. One of these guys is a convoy escort. Let's see. There's a Fletcher.
Ziel identifiziert.
Still out of range of that one. How about this one?
3000 Meter!
Also out of range.
Ziel
Let's lower
identifiziert.
the periscope then.
Marineschiff.
Don't want them to lock onto me.
2000 Meter!
And just keep going forward. Let's check again.
Ziel identifiziert.
The aircraft is coming in as well over there on the minimap. That's the far one.
3000 Meter.
Almost in range of him.
Ziel
But we'll have to
identifiziert.
relock at some point. Let's see about this one. Okay, also getting close.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 360. 2000 Meter. Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff.
Okay, we should be getting a torpedo lead on him.
340.
Perfect.
2000 Meter. Alles Backbord.
Aye, Ruder hard backboard.
Ruder auf Null.
Aye,
And we
Ruder
shoot
auf
one
Null.
in front of the indicator.
Aye, backboard
And we
steuern.
shoot one behind it.
Los.
Ruder Steuerbord. Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 360.
The enemy ship's near me for the time being, so I can just continue on with my hunt. One behind,
Torpedo los.
and one in front. Plane is getting closer, as well as... Oh boy,
Ziel identifiziert.
time to dive.
Zerstörer.
And I'm gonna deploy some mines as well, in the hope that he might just run over them.
Feuer auf feindlichem Schiff gesichtet. Bis zur Tiefe von 60 Meter. Feindliches Schiff versenkt. 60 Meter. Alles Steuerbord.
Aye, Ruder hard Steuerbord.
I am below my mine setting depth.
60 Meter. Ziel zerstört.
Can actually go up again.
Nach Leck suchen. Bis zur Tiefe von
If I turn
60
hard
Meter.
right, no, I should be going hard left. And I'm gonna dive again.
60 Meter.
Because you are a little bit safer at deeper depths from these charges, although I don't want to be at crush depth, thank you very much. Ooh, those are dangerous. Just keep going, keep going. And we're fine. I think the guy above me also got torpedoed. Oop, that's down, we need to go up. And let's do an emergency blowout to go up a bit faster. Well, I'm not quite sure how the mechanic works.
Marineschiff. Voraus.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
We need to sink 3 more vessels.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Aye,
And I
Steuerbord
don't think
steuern.
that those are all convoy ships. That looks like a lot of escorts. And up periscope.
Steigen auf Seerohrtiefe auf.
Okay, there's one cargo ship at least.
Marineschiff. 340.
Go a bit slower.
3000 Meter. Ruder hart Backbord.
Aye, Ruder hard backboard.
Ruder auf Null.
Again, one behind,
Ruder auf Null.
one in front, and next target.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 320. 2000 Meter.
Gonna go full speed again to swing this boat around a bit faster. There we go, one in front, one behind, and we need to dive. The plane's coming our way.
Direkter Treffer. Feindliches Schiff brennt.
And the last 3 convoy ships are over there, so let's head over there.
Bis zur Tiefe von 40 Meter.
Let's keep the pressure on.
Stream shouldn't be lagging too much, I hope. Should be alright. On my end at least, it looks alright.
40 Meter. 60 Meter. 60 Meter. 60 Meter. Ziel brennt. Feind vernichtet.
And that's game. One of our teammates got the last cargo ship.
Waffen und Ausrüstung in den Lagerpositionen.
And that's being a
verstaut.
submarine. Simple as that. But now, let's be one of the submarine hunters and show you how that looks. And yeah, it is surprisingly fun. Although, and I'm halfway through making a dedicated video to this game mode. There are still quite a lot of questions to be asked. Because again, this event is in arcade speeds, so there's an arcade torpedo boost, there's an arcade engine boost, the ships are way more maneuverable than they would be in realistic. And you do, of course, spawn very close to one another. I think it's 3.5-4 kilometers, something like that.
Free and clear to navigate. Engines
Can we see
flank
any of
speed.
them? We can.
Target identified. Submarine.
Contact
I just want to
bearing.
put like, yeah, it's like 4 kilometers, 3.7, something like that.
Submarine. Ahead.
Is range from spawn to
4,000
spawn.
meters.
Motion. Make condition 1.
But yeah. There we have a
Target
surface one.
identified. Submarine.
In most situations, with the Fletcher at least, using high explosive against a surface submarine is good. But SAP is surprisingly decent at actually getting some minor hits below the water, below the surface.
Submarine.
Just stumbling over my own words there. But also, you see, as soon as the submarine goes down,
Near miss.
although yeah, as soon as they go down, you lose lock. You only
Sonar hydrophobic
maintain the lock of a submarine if any part of them is above the waterline, including the periscope. Now, and you can see how the sonar works as well. You have a ping, a blue ping, it goes out, and anything within that range gets a little like red stain on the minimap. And if you see their actual like unit marker, that means that they are on the surface, at least some part of them is. Now I need to be careful.
Holding course. Aye, aye.
At periscope depth you can theoretically torpedo them, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. I think they're still a little bit too deep to really hit their tower, although you could hit their periscope with a torpedo technically. I wish you good luck with that.
Ready to.
What?
Torpedo.
Let's give it a shot.
Enemy hit.
Right. Standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Also, between the two ships you can spawn from, the Fletcher is hands down the better choice. It is much faster, it has torpedoes, which can be surprisingly useful. The 5-inch guns are much better as well than the main guns of the Tacoma. And yeah, you really need your speed when dealing with multiple submarines.
Left standard rudder.
Left standard rudder. Aye, aye.
As dodging the torpedoes can become quite difficult, and there's quite a few of them down here. So keep a good eye on the minimap. Let's actually like scale it up a bit. And I should be around. There you go. You can see him in the water. Hold on, ping again. There you go. You can see the blue outline in the water every time a ping goes out, or every few. There we go. We should be able to hunt this guy down.
Target identified.
None of the enemy submarines
Submarine.
seem to be
Contact
gunning for me.
200.
One thing you have to be careful about jumping a submarine like this is they can drop mines, so you don't ever want to sail over the back of a submarine. He's gonna be underneath me. Let's drop
Ready
the mortars
depth
on that
charges.
range and drop the barrels of the rear. See, there you go. He deployed a mine because I went over him. So you never want to go straight behind a submarine in this game mode. There we go. That was a good hit. And target down.
Enemy vessel sunk.
Steady as she goes.
Holding course. Aye,
So in my opinion, the best way to approach a submarine is basically as close to 90 degrees as possible. It does make it a bit more difficult to get all your depth charges on target, so you sometimes might want to go on
back. 6,000 meters.
might want to actually go more diagonal compared to them, if you understand what I mean. Submarine over there as well, but I do need to be careful about that aircraft. Yeah, let's ruin that aircraft today. My guess I can rip his wing off the sap as well.
Submarine. Left. 2,000 meters.
Right. Standard rudder.
Let's help some of these friendlies out.
Standard rudder. Aye,
Another thing about this game mode is that the spawns move along with the convoy, which can actually be quite troublesome, because if a submarine is in this area and our spawn moves over to here,
Speed screws.
they can have mines in our spawn without you really knowing it.
Standard rudder.
Submarine is launching over there.
Aye, aye.
That Fletcher has to dodge, and he's not... Did he do it? He did do it. Another submarine in front as well. There you can see the blue outline. I'm gonna use the mortars again.
Ahead.
torpedoes on this side, because again, you don't want to sail directly behind a submarine. Mortars away.
Depth charges.
And you don't really want to be stuck in front of their torpedoes either. So I turn away.
Control starboard, list and
Another
trim.
good kill. Let's start this up again.
Hit.
And we continue our fight.
Enemy hit. On target.
Now we need to be careful as well, because we got a friendly currently rushing over the submarine. I want to give him priority. You do not want to collide into friendlies whilst you're above a submarine. It only ends up in 2 of you being mined. So we go slow, keeping an eye out for any other enemy submarines that might torpedo us. Now we speed up. We ready the mortars again on that side, as he might be reversing.
Submarine. Left.
And we drop our barrels off the rear. I think he's got destroyed.
Left hard rudder.
But no worries, the armament will reload in this game. Never mind, there he goes. I couldn't see him for a second there.
Right. Standard rudder.
That's also annoying, kind of annoying thing. If a submarine goes below 60 meters, they become invisible to your sonar.
2,000 meters.
The thing is, that is also below the depth where a submarine takes damage. So if you want to play it risky, you could do that with your submarine, I guess,
Left
to avoid
standard
detection.
Rudder.
Left standard rudder. Aye aye.
You're doing pretty well. Again, I need to be careful of mines, because I might be sailing through their old spawns. No visual of the submarines themselves, but we do have the pings, of course. Over there. Can't see them yet, you have to be pretty close before you can see their blue outline. There he is. So I can see from the blue outline that I'm pretty good now. He's not pointed straight at me. And it's really difficult to get the submarine to turn when it's below the surface. So I should be safe from his torpedoes.
Torpedo bomber.
I just need to make a good run to not get hit by his mines either.
High-speed screws. Torpedo.
No friendlies in the area to collide with either. So we ready the charges. We do one there, because I think he's going to keep going forward.
Depth charges.
Mines ahead.
We ready the barrels. Barrels away. We'll actually spam drop them as well a bit. Mines avoided because I didn't go directly behind them.
Bomber. Ahead.
And that's another kill.
Enemy vessel sunk. Direct hit.
Hello, editorial. Submarine being aggressive on the surface, always fun to see, although they won't do much damage. And let's get him down to the bottom of the HE.
Enemy is floundering. Enemy.
That's the aircraft got shots, that's good.
Submarine. Ahead. 4,000 meters.
Oh, he's still coming in. And there he goes.
Right. Hard. Rudder.
Right hard rudder.
No mine warnings, so we should be good.
Heading
Shield bombs for 111, fine.
Course. Aye aye. We are hit.
Submarine in front. Although it seems we're in line with it, which is not a good sign. He's very deep as well. One close to the surface too. The one close to the surface will be my primary target.
Standard rudder.
Left standard rudder.
Oop,
Aye aye.
he's getting in line with me. Let's turn away.
Standard rudder.
We do not want to get torpedoed. I am now close enough where his torpedoes will not surface quick enough.
7,000 meters.
So we'll be fine.
Pull left over.
We'll be fine.
Rudder. Aye aye.
Oh, we're fine.
Screws. Torpedo.
Time to start dropping barrels.
Ready depth charges.
Mines, but we're fine because again we didn't go straight behind them. I think I dropped those mines a bit. No, there we go, I got one.
On target. We are
It's still the
hit.
deep one to go. Now, from what I've heard, and I think it's true as well, the mortars, so the barrels that get launched off the side, actually go deeper than the barrels that get launched off the rear. But I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. So let's see, where's this deep one? Oop,
Torpedo. Left.
torpedoes will miss, that's fine, but that's something you have to be wary about. Although if he's on the surface like that, he spawns, it's trouble. I've lost track of the deep one. So let's just keep going for the ones we do know about. Mine ahead. Okay, it'll be from the rear of the... Oh, no, there's one. Line still... It's a line, okay.
Left standard
He's going forward as well, so let's launch those.
Mines ahead.
ready, depth
I can
target.
see him. Let's drop some barrels, spam him a bit. There we go.
Left,
I
hard,
think
rudder.
we might get a few hits.
Aye, aye.
There we go, another kill.
Sonar hydrophone reports. Submarine. Left. 500 meters.
Steady as she goes.
Hold course. Aye, aye.
We're on a roll for submarine hunting. I have returned for now. I'm definitely not going to be as regular as I was in the past, with 3 a week. That was nuts.
Ahead.
Right, standard
But
rudder.
I mean, if there's a
Aye, aye.
submarine event, it might as well be a best excuse to start streaming again. If I can actually not stumble over my words. But yeah,
We are hit.
mines, that's fine. We're not approaching him from that behind. We're approaching him at an angle, which is ideal. Keep a look, keep a look. That's good. Keep a look, we want to time it. There we go. Okay, we can start dropping the barrels. I'm gonna spam him a bit because I think I'm right over top of him. And we turn because we do not want to be in a torpedo angle, but I think he's too deep for that.
Enemy
And that's another
stop.
kill. The problem is though, we've been doing good work. I've been doing good work down here, I believe. But our team up north has slipped some through, or just my teammates in general. And I guess I slipped one through as well.
Torpedo bomber. Back.
And we only can lose 3 more ships and it's game over. Although it seems like it's friendly already dealing with that one submarine over
We are
there.
hit.
Let's see if we can provide some assistance. I'm gonna just
Ready,
drop my
depth
barrels
target.
and reload them. Because just 5 of them is not gonna be enough.
Turn to emergency repairs.
Alright. A random torpedo.
Target identified. Submarine.
Contact bearing.
Somehow locked onto him, but I don't actually see. Oh, there it is. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's very heavily damaged. And we have a couple of fractures overhead. There he goes. However, we have some pings and sonar up north,
Standard rudder.
and he's within our convoy range.
Aye, aye.
Bravo!
Submarine. Ahead.
He's now also right underneath our spawn. I'm gonna slow down and let the Fletcher pass.
All back. Target identified.
It's a bit late for our anti-air gunners to open up, but oh well.
060. 500 meters.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
I've seen some people say that it might be a good idea to smoke up the convoy, so the submarines don't have a line of sight of them. I don't think the smoke screen lasts long enough to really use that.
4,000 meters.
I also don't think you can reach the convoy that quickly before a submarine can get in range. Definitely something worth experimenting with, especially in a squad. No sonar pings anymore, no sonar contacts I should say.
Right hard rudder. Aye, aye.
And we are in a mined area, so be careful.
Course. Aye, aye.
But it's a cargo ship you mined, that's not good.
Ahead. 6,000 meters.
We've lost quite a few people already. Not enough.
Target identified.
Periscope
Submarine.
is sighted.
Contact bearing 040. 2,000 meters.
I should be using the sap if I want to try and hit him under the water.
Submarine. Ahead. 4,000 meters.
Surfaced one, that's high explosive.
Enemy hit.
Target identified. Submarine.
040.
Slow him down, and there he goes.
Full left over.
Then below.
Aye, aye. Flounder.
Target.
And that is okay, we took the last convoy ship. That's like one of the major differences they did between yesterday when the event started and today. They extended the match timer by 5 minutes. And that makes it so much easier for a submarine to actually win. Although not that it matters whether you win or lose, you don't get an ERP or a SL either way. And before I continue on, you can actually earn some rewards from this event. Some decorators and decals. Some really, really good ones in my opinion. Especially the emergency buoy. Because it has a little white flashing light. Look at it. But yeah. And to get the rewards for this event, you have to... If I can actually see it again. Yeah, just get 1500 score in both the American and German team. Which for the American team is not that difficult. For the German team it is a bit more difficult because you don't get as much score from sinking convoy ships as sinking players. Anyways, more submarines. I've seen a lot of people also say like depth charges don't really work for them and stuff like that, but it's really just something you have to learn. It's also not the easiest thing to aim, depth charges, as your view can be a bit distorted. You have to basically look straight down to know if you're actually over top of them or not. We surface first, go max speed, we look for enemy escorts. None yet, so we stay on the surface.
4,000 Meter.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet. Ruder auf Null.
Aye, Ruder auf Null.
Hello, gunships. Gunship. A rare sight around here. And yeah, I am having tons of fun with the submarine event. Honestly, I was really excited when I saw it was being announced. But I had my doubts of how are they going to implement this, how is this going to work, what kind of event will it be. But genuinely, A-tier event, really, really well done event. But at the same time, I do not think it really shows how submarines would work in the current naval game mode at all. Because you spawn very close to each other, very close to the enemy team, like 3.5 kilometers, 4 kilometers-ish. The enemy team is all destroyers that have no surface combatants to deal with themselves. It's just... yeah, the event is a vacuum. Good way to describe it. But it's a really good showcase of how solid the submarine mechanics themselves are. I find that the submarine has been really... it's really refined. In the way the mechanics work, in the way how smooth it is to descend and ascend. On that topic actually. There is one thing that I'd like to see, and it's a little bit of a time penalty before you can actually submerge. And I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but Rebber, the event ends in 8 days. It runs for another 8 days at least. So you'll have plenty of time to test it out and play for yourself. But yeah, no enemy interceptors. Yeah, it's a similar thing because it it's a good showcase of how solid the mechanics are, but it doesn't showcase at all how they would interact in a normal match. Because the range is so much bigger, and again, this is actually all arcade mechanics, arcade speeds, arcade torpedo speeds. Everything in this event is arcade. So if you're a realistic player like me, you don't really get a good sense of how these torpedoes and how these submarines would act.
Identifiziert. Marineschiff.
That's actually... Yeah, somebody else will get them.
2000 Meter.
There's a Fletcher coming closer, but we'll ignore that for the time being.
Marineschiff.
But again, I am planning on making a video on this event itself, and I'm going to put all my questions I have in that video to see if people will agree or disagree or have their own solutions. But in my honest opinion, I don't think this would be game-breaking submarines, and I do not like the idea of them being a separate tech tree, because one, they're already classed as blue water vessels during this event. They're 3-7, rank 2, and an interesting quirk that tells that they're blue water vessels is that they are not targeted by the lower caliber AI gunners, will not target submarines, which I find a real shame for this event, because that would look awesome if the AI gunners would just open up on them. But yeah, from what I can deduce, they're already classed as blue water vessels in this specific event. I need to keep my crosshair on the target, I keep forgetting. I need to slow down as well. I'll just overshoot this convoy. The other thing as well is that the reason why these submarines work this well is because they have mines. And the mines are a really good way to defend yourself from these interceptors, from these sub-hunters. But I think that's also basically a requirement for this event, because you're just fighting nothing but submarine hunters, and these sub-hunters don't really have a big threat to deal with themselves. I need to dive. That's Fletcher's gonna end me if I don't. And at the same time I'll deploy some mines. Let's go full speed ahead. Yeah, that Fletcher's gonna run into my mines if he's not careful. Or can I actually deploy one right below him? I'm a bit too deep for that now. Yeah, I'm too deep for that now. But I should be safe from most of his depth charges too. Yeah, there we go. The thing is, I'm in the middle of this convoy now, and I need to be able to sink them somehow. Let's go to aeroscope depth again. But I'm vehemently against making submarines their own tech tree, because I don't think that's a good way to implement stuff like this. I mean, the whole reason they had to make it so they can research helicopters with ground vehicles now is because you just couldn't research them effectively with them being their own tech tree. I'm gonna deploy more mines and at the same time try and get myself another convoy ship. I'm being shot at, but I should be fine. I'm not gonna be fine. Yeah, I'm not gonna be fine. I'm not gonna dive quick enough. I should have surfaced and actually go full speed, but that's gonna be direct impact. Yep. Yeah, well. Let's try some of this plane, shall we? Although I should really be playing the PBY on the American team next match, because that's a ton of fun against submarines. Surface, because there's a plane up, we go into the gun site, then you can walk onto them normally, no? Okay, no. Sometimes you can get a lock on these planes and sometimes you can't. Get a lock at all? No. So we'll just have to try and freehand it, I guess. There we go. monster on the surface, we'll just keep going at full speed. Or not.
Tiefe erreicht.
It's a good idea to always just dive as soon as you get shot at. But let's see, what's the actual threat like? Well, they are not permanent, Husky Spin. It's an event that's gonna run for the next week and a bit. That's another thing as well. I also love the way how they solve the problem about having an instant torpedo lead, because all service ships at the moment, Jesus, have a immediate torpedo lead indicator. But for submarines, you have to keep your sight on the target until it's done processing.
340, 3000 Meter.
And as soon as it's done processing, it needs to calculate, but you can look away during that time. And if it's within range, you'll get your torpedo lead. Of course, I'm currently not within range, so I can't get the lead. That guy just gets sunk.
Marineschiff.
Now I'm gonna put that down again. And I'm gonna go into silent running and see if it'll help a bit. Because I'm not that far away from... What I want to do is I want to keep this red circle outside of the enemy contacts. And I think that makes you invisible to sonar. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Because I can't test this in any sterile way to make sure that that's how that works. But we're gonna make sure it does like this. But I think there's a lot of escorts heading this way. I think it might be better to dive. Go full speed.
Bis zur Tiefe von 60 Meter.
There we go.
60 Meter.
I've noticed that if you actually lock on a little bit outside of your torpedo range, a torpedo lead indicator will appear if they get within range. But yeah, I don't know about the... At the time being, you just have to re-lock your target, which isn't really a big deal about updating the firing solution. It's... I think it's a good idea to make that time a bit inconvenient, because it gives the hunter some time to actually reach the submarine that's on the surface or close to the surface. Because that's basically why you have that torpedo aiming mechanic, is to make it so that the submarine has to stay at periscope depth for a certain amount of time. Now you can still freehand launch those torpedoes, of course, but that's going to be a lot riskier. And 57 meters is the maximum safe, well, 58 is the maximum safe depth. If you go a bit lower, dangerous depth, and if you go a bit higher, I think, come on, a bit higher, there we go. So at 58 meters is when you start taking hull damage, which is a bit annoying, because if you go below 60 meters, you are 100% invisible to sonar. But oh well, we'll just keep going. Actually, I want to try out that invisibility to sonar. You're still supposed to eyeball it, but you get used to the eyeballing pretty quick. What has changed is that you don't have to spam click the button to deploy an effective amount. If you press the button once, it'll fire off a salvo, like a spread out salvo, which is quite neat. So if you press the mortar button, it'll fire 4 depth charges in half-second intervals, 1 second intervals. And if you press the barrel button, the ones that drop off the rear, it'll drop 6 depth charges again over the same time interval every 0.75 seconds. Really neat. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be risky. One, because I also want to see how quickly you actually get damaged. But now I should be invisible to their sonar. Should be being the key word there. No hull damage is being taken quite yet. There we go, we're receiving some damage, I think. No? Hey, it didn't drop depth charges above me. I think I'm invisible.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
I'm getting closer to the convoy too. Oop. Periscope is taking some damage. as well as the external mounts, but we should be fine. I want to keep going like this. I think you can see the hull taking slight amount of damage as well. The darker shades of grey. Well, for me it's A and E because I have an AZERTY keyboard, but it's Q and E. Actually, here you have it. So for me it's A and E because I have AZERTY, but for a QWERTY keyboard, a normal keyboard, it'll be Q and E. With E going down and Q going up. So let's go actually up to a safer depth, because yeah, you can see my hull is actually taking some minor amounts of damage. Let's go up. And now I should be visible to them again, which is going to be scary.
Vorderes Backbord.
Ein Ruder hart Backbord.
Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen.
But I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to... Nope, I was going to surface.
Auf Null.
Wrong button.
Auf Seerohrtiefe aufsteigen.
And another neat feature is that when you like dive and surface, it'll actually like lock you at periscope depth, and if you have to press again to actually go up. There is F1. If you press F1, there's a little help screen that was introduced today as well. You can actually see the critical, the damage depth meters. So let's a periscope. Do we have a convoy ship? We do.
Ziel identifiziert.
A ship that is in range.
300. 1000 Meter.
Hello, chicken. I'm doing just fine, having fun with submarines.
Torpedo drauf.
Ruder Steuerbord. Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 320. 2000 Meter. Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Scott, I'll get back to that in a second.
Ein Steuerbord steuern. Torpedo drauf.
Wait. Do I?
Kein vernichtet.
But the reason why you have those countermeasures, that's all the leftovers from the time of the nuclear submarine event.
1000 Meter.
But yeah,
Ziel identifiziert.
that's nothing to do with this specific event. That's just all leftover controls from the April Fools back in 2018.
Torpedo drauf.
I hope that answered that little
Feindliches Schiff brennt.
remark you had.
Victory is near.
I think I should be pretty good actually if I keep doing this. That guy's about in range.
300. 2000 Meter.
It's their anniversary. It's another event. I don't know why they're at their events, but if I were to guess, this is 100% a test for submarines. It's a test for like their public respect. I think partially like what the players think of them, partially to test out the mechanics.
Kein vernichtet.
I hope that there's a forum post where you can like give feedback. I'm not entirely sure on that, but if there is, I am definitely going to be putting some feedback in there.
Torpedo drauf.
And our friend has sunk all the other cargo ships. Yeah, but again, Scout, that noisemaker button is from the nuclear submarine event. Just a leftover from that. But yeah. Also, another thing I want to note, like, you have the stat card for this thing here. I'm not too familiar with submarines, to be honest. I'm gonna be really honest with you, I'm not too familiar with them. Because it's also another part about this event. I've said this earlier in the stream, but it doesn't show the actual capabilities of submarines in normal battles at all. This is a good showcase of how anti-submarine interactions work. There are no other submarines for this specific event. It's just a German submarine and a Fletcher and a Tacoma to hunt it down. I was going to play the Americans, I forgot to play the PBY. Yeah, well, next match. The thing is, yes, they're currently blue water. If I purely be deducing it from what I'm seeing, like 3.7 rank 2 is blue water. But the BR of 3.7 I find good. That's exactly the kind of BR I would expect from a submarine. 3.7 being a solid submarine. Although, the thing as well, the reason why this event works really well, I can't view the Type 7 in the hangar. I cannot. I don't know how to do it. If somebody knows how to do it, please tell me, but I do not know how to view the Type 7 in the hangar. What was I going to say? The reason why this submarine works in this event is because the torpedoes are honestly kind of bad. They're 2 kilometer maximum range, 56 kilometers an hour, even though they do go triple the speed because of the arcade torpedo boost. Oh, is there a wiki link for them, Tally? Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out then. There's some hunters here, but as long as I'm not getting shot at, we travel on the surface. Because that speed difference is significant. Yeah, as you can see, 44 kph. Well, the stat card says 36. It is definitely arcade. I don't think this is a good showcase of that. Because the reason this works is because it's pre-made lineups. That's the reason why all of these events work, is because they're pre-made, they're completely designed and balanced around the available vehicles. That does not work to the core way War Thunder works with like lineup building. You can't make a lineup of like heavy cruisers, although with this BR, let's say you're completely new to naval and all you have is a reserve 3.7 HMS Vega. What are you gonna do? Especially since stock ships don't always have depth charges. I think they could work in all game modes, because remember, these speeds surfaced because a submarine will travel most of the battle on the surface. There's no denying that. You have to because of the speed limitations. And their speed is roughly similar to a really slow battleship. Which isn't really a good thing on its own. Because a really slow battleship can't actually go quite far. It depends though. Do you give a submarine a destroyer spawn? I guess you would. I don't see why you wouldn't. And the good thing about the submarines as well is they wouldn't... Submarines are not going to be vehicles that cap zones, I think. They're way too slow for it. And anything else that can capture a zone faster than a submarine just doesn't have the... No, it does. So destroyers and PT boats, coastals, have counters to submarines. And they would be their biggest adversaries and capture points. I don't know how submarines would work in normal battles. But I do think they would be interesting. I'm gonna dive down because that Patcher is gunning for me. I'm gonna crash dive a bit harder. He's spam dropping all of his... he's... Look, another reason why I don't spam drop. He ran out of depth charges before he actually reached me. Still some damage, but we should be fine. And I'm going to go back to the surface because he's out of depth charges, so he'll be reloading them. Although that reload is pretty short. Where is he? He's in front of me. Oh, can I shotgun him? Oh no, he's closer than I thought. Oh, good. And if he drops charges, I'm going to surface immediately. No charges visible. Let's get ready for a torpedo run then. Torpedoes, but it should be fine. I should be fine. Because... yeah. Damage, but it's fine. Let's try that guy.
Reparaturtrupp! Schadenskontrolle beginnen! Ziel identifiziert! Zerstörer! Feindung! 340! 4000 Meter!
I wonder, will I actually keep the lead if I retract my periscope?
2000 Meter! Thank you! Feuer feindlichen Schiff gesichtet!
I don't maintain lead. Okay. But I'm going to launch it where I thought I had to be. Surface, surface, surface. Surface. And still dead. Oh well. I knew that I was running the risk. Did I get a kill somewhere? Did somebody else think something? Yeah. Let's keep going. Spawning down south.
Alles Steuerbord!
Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Ruder auf Null!
3, Ruder auf 0.
Ziel identifiziert! Zerstörer! 300! 1000 Meter!
It's gonna be way out there, isn't it? Yep.
Effektstationen! Bereitmachen zum Auftauchen! Druckluft aufladen!
And can I get a... There we go. I think that Fletcher's too preoccupied with another submarine. Maybe one of my torpedoes will hit. Yes, there we go.
Ruder, Backbord!
3, Backbord steuern.
Feindliche Drängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust! Ziel identifiziert! Zerstörer!
Torpedoes away.
2000 Meter! Ruder,
Zoom
Steuerbord!
out again. There's another guy heading my way, I think.
Kampfstationen!
Yeah.
Gesichtet!
But he also... Is he preoccupied with another submarine?
Identifiziert!
Doesn't look like it.
340! 2000 Meter!
Torpedo auf.
Small arms don't really do too much damage to a submarine from as far as I know. Let's see. That does do damage. Let's go down. I could on a bridge, but luckily just in time for me to just get down below. But I do need to get lower.
Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen! Steigen auf Seerohrtiefe auf! 60 Meter!
I should be in time to avoid any depth charges. Deploy some mines, because he's going straight at me.
Wir unbeschädigt!
Only one, but he'll dodge that. But I should be out of range for
60 Meter!
his depth charge run. He didn't even drop any depth charges. Good for me.
Nach Lecks suchen! Bis zur Tiefe von 40 Meter!
They've done a really good job of the sounds as well during this event. The sound of torpedoes rushing by, the sounds of underwater explosions is magnificent. Fletcher behind me is dead. Good. Gonna risk the surfacing a bit, or at least periscope.
Seerohrtiefe erreichen!
I'm not gonna risk periscope.
20
Gonna
Meter!
deploy some more mines,
Unbeschädigt! 40 Meter!
and I'm gonna actually go to stealth depth,
Bis zur
or whatever
Tiefe
you want to
von
call that.
60 Meter!
I'm not entirely sure how that works, the crush depth, because I could have sworn I was still safe.
Marineschiff. Voraus. 3000 Meter.
Stationen! Feindgesichtet! Batterien
I'm
aufladen!
just gonna launch
Ziel
some intuitive ones.
identifiziert. Zerstörer! 1000 Meter!
Torpedo auf.
Ruder, Haken!
Look, that torpedo actually looks pretty good. He'll dodge that one though.
Torpedo off.
No, he won't dodge that one. He's too close to really dodge any of these ones.
Auf Seerohrtiefe aufsteigen. Steigen auf Seerohrtiefe auf. Bis zur Tiefe
Diving
von
way before this because there you can see more of the depth charges coming in.
60
I need to turn to avoid those barrels in front or just slow down actually.
60 Meter.
I keep forgetting that I can actually play with my speed as well. There we go.
Ruder auf Null.
Oh boy.
Bis zur Tiefe von
Oh boy.
60 Meter.
There we go. Didn't know he had more in his arsenal. And that's me already out of submarines. Oh well, time to just torpedo some convoy ships, I guess. That's my maximum drop speed again, 301. But yeah, after this match I'm gonna play the Americans and I'm gonna show you some anti-submarine work with the PBY. Because that's quite potent. Being shot at by the escorts, that's to be expected. I do need to remember that the convoy ships actually have pretty potent anti-air as well. We need to see them first. There they are. Ah! I've noticed a flaw with this torpedo sight. You see, in Arcade, you get a lead indicator for your airdrop torpedoes when you lock onto a target. Now, I can't lock onto a target, because this is a no-marker game mode. So I guess I'll just drop my torpedoes like that, and die to VT. But it should be another cargo ship down, there we go. And that's me out. I think that is my first match in this game mode where I'm actually out of spawns. Oh well. Even more reason to get into the Americans now. Oop. Okay, some random backups. And what we'll do this time is showcase why the Tacoma isn't really a good choice.
Bosun, bring us to general quarters.
First of all,
Engines,
as you may
right
notice,
speed.
it is a lot slower. Compared to the speed of Fletcher can reach, this is nowhere near as good. Does it say? I'm lucky for the arcade engine boost because this thing apparently goes just about as fast as the submarine itself does in realistic battles.
Submarine.
I am also the only one that spawned over
Bosun,
here. That is not going to be a
condition one.
good sign. I also think that the Tacoma has a slightly shorter sonar range. I'm not entirely sure if that circle is actually smaller, but I think it is. Another thing that completely slipped my mind earlier. But one thing that isn't quite refined enough in my opinion is the sonar. Because it's not really obvious how it works. And sonar also actually, the functionality of a sonar depends on your speed and the noise you make.
Right. Standard rudder.
Well, I think the main difference between Tacoma and Hoquiam is depth charge count. I think I'm not entirely sure. I have one sonar contact, which if there's only one submarine over here, I'll be happy. But nope, there's two,
We're ahead of the enemy.
and I am going to die by torpedoes. I can already tell. surfaced, but he just went down. The other main difference between this thing and the Fletcher is the Hedgehog launcher in the front, that you can see here.
Target identified. Submarine.
Contact
I
bearing.
brought it onto him, but then I brought it onto the others.
1,000 meters.
Kind of.
Target identified.
Main gun
Submarine.
firing, AI guns firing.
120.
I don't think they're within range of the convoy just yet. That seems a bit adventurous, although they might.
Submarine.
Contact bearing. 100. 1,000 meters.
Left standard rudder.
Closest target I can see is over there,
Aye, aye.
Target identified.
and
Submarine.
the Hedgehog does not have that kind of range, sadly.
120. 1,000 meters.
I'm giving my broadside over to that submarine and I'm not liking it at all. But I don't have much choice. Oop. That guy's almost surfaced.
Ready depth charges.
Let's see if some of those Hedgehogs get anywhere near. I don't think they will.
5,000 meters.
That range is like really just in front of you. Submarine is not focusing me, that's lovely to see. But here, let's try some more Hedgehogs.
Ready depth charges.
So first off, we launch the mortars off the side, because they travel a little bit forward, and actually rammed the submarine right there.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
And now we launch some barrels.
Standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
If that submarine right here launched a mine, I would have been dead. Do I have more charges over there? I do. But I am in a bad spot right now. It's the annoying thing as well about this being arcade is because you list a lot more in arcade, and me turning left and wanting to launch my left-hand side mortars, I'm actually listing so much that the mortars get
Ready
reduced in
to
range.
go.
Holding course. Aye, aye.
Left standard rudder.
Left standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Ready depth charges. Engines, fall back.
Target.
That's one.
On target.
We're ahead of the enemy.
But I think that's also a good reason.
Back.
I like the fact they added the Tacoma, because it's a better example of how difficult it can be to hunt a submarine or worse ship as well.
Ready depth charges.
Enemy hit.
I again rammed the submarine right below me. And he deployed.
All hands, abandon ship.
His explosion detonated me. I would love an aiming indicator for the depth charge as well, but oh well. Now, Catalina. I recommend, if you play this event yourself, 500-pound bombs, 4-second fuse delay, because that works like a charm. You have the arcade bombing reticle, so that also helps. Also, was it Bob D? Who is it again? I've seen that name before, but I don't remember who that is. Okay, so now we're going to hunt submarines from the air. There is, by the way, a rearm point on the event. As you can see, there's like grayed out circle. You can rearm your aircraft there. You see friendlies engaging over there. It's always a good thing to go for in your anti-submarine aircraft, to whatever the friendlies are already engaging.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
You can see the outline of a submarine in the water right there. And basically what you do is you plonk your reticle right over the submarine and drop a bomb. Now you do have to be careful about submarines on the surface, because they do have fearsome anti-air. And there goes one sunk submarine. There's a submarine over there, but he's just got sunk as well by the Tacoma. And I think that submarine over there just got forced down. Perfect. Don't see anyone over there. I will sight up this one over here. Where is he? I've lost sight of that submarine that was over here in this direction. Oop. No. Where are they? I can see their blips on the little minimap over there. Oh, I think no, I can't see them. They're apparently attacking a submarine over there that I can also not see. I think I just sunk as well. No. Seems I made it a little bit harder to spot submarines. Or I'm just being blind as usual. There's an aircraft over there. I swear I'm going to get some people screaming at me that they see the submarine, but I just don't. There's one on the surface, but I don't like going for ones on the surface because they're a lot faster. So you can't just plonk the bomb down on top of them. That and the one on the surface has anti-air. But let's try this anyway. We plonk a bomb in front. Fly away. I think it should be... it was a hit. But of course it sank a bit below him. So it didn't outright sink him. I'm just not seeing any of these submarines, man. And they were pretty visual earlier today, and even yesterday. There is, I see a vague outline, right here. God, that's really vague. But again, we plonk a bomb right on top of his silhouette. So you can even watch it go down. There we go. And a sunk submarine. There's one close to our friendly frigate here, I think, or is it over near that one? There, I think I see his outline. Right here. Oh no, it's right there. There he is. Or, it's not two of them, it's just right there. So again, we fly over him, put the crosshair over the silhouette, and drop the payload. And now back to rearm. And another sunk submarine.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
I'm really curious to see how effective, if well, at this point I don't think it's if it's an if that submarines get at it, but when submarines get at it, how effective aircraft will be against them. Because you have to remember that this is pretty bad weather conditions and you don't really see these in random battles. But we'll continue our hunt. Also, again, you need 1500 score on either side to get the challenge done every 2 days to get the cosmetics and stuff. It's incredibly easy to do as the convoy escorts. And I think that doing it for the submarines, it's fun enough. The submarines really are just something so different from what you'd normally play that's just fun. Track where the torpedo came from. Nope, there I see him. Right here. And we will again plonk bomb on silhouette. There's one almost amidst our convoy over here, I think. It is. I genuinely think that this is a very well designed event. I'm seeing every rogue wave just look like a submarine hull to me. I should be right over top one of them. There on my left wing.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Come on, brother. Plonk one over there. I don't look at my dodgy flank too much. It's arcade, it doesn't really matter. Let's D again. I do think that the further down you go, the more difficult you are to spot from the air, which makes sense. But it's still relatively easy. Anti-air. Let's run away from that. That's the sinking hull of a Fletcher, I believe. And let's go up north again. Can't lose too many more of our cargo ships though. And I can't deal with the surfaced submarines. Like, I've ran this event with a 4-person squad yesterday, and you can do some work as a 4-man squad, that's for sure. The Tacoma is charging that submarine, but I am sadly going to steal the kill, because I think the Tacoma is too heavily damaged. There's another one right there. And I think I'll have to go with that. Going a bit too fast. Ooh, I didn't sink that one. I do need to be a bit careful of my bombs that I don't have any friendlies with. That guy's gone really far down. There we go. And I think my bomb actually missed by quite a margin as well. Yeah, I was way too far behind him.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy.
And the Tacoma sunk the submarine too. Yeah, but we are going to lose this event. Oh well. I can't deal with surfaced submarines with this PBY. Still, 7 sunk submarines. I'm curious to see whether or not they're going to like keep making minor changes to this event over the course of the next 8 days. I'd love it if they did, but I'm also kind of doubting that they'll make any like small balance changes or small mechanical changes.
The next time, victory will be ours.
Like what I'd love to see is for them to actually make this game realistic, so make the ships slower, the torpedoes slower, stuff like that. See what that would look like. But I don't think we'll see that. And now back to the submarine. Yeah. Well, it still runs for 8 more days, the event, so... Surely you'll get a match or 2 in there somewhere. But yeah, again, I'm going to make a dedicated video on this mode and what I think about submarines. Because on stream I'm a bit too rambly and I'm not putting all my thoughts out there. And I've got my script half done. But I am really happy with this event. I think it's a good sign of how they consider submarines. The amount of people I saw complaining that submarines would be overpowered is so nuts. Because people saw how submarines were done by World of Warships and thought, oh, Gaijin's for sure going to mess it up in the exact same way. And I'm glad to see that Gaijin hasn't. They haven't made them incredibly fast. They haven't made the torpedoes easy, like fast and powerful and easy to aim. They've done it really well. Because, yeah, I'm just happy with the way they executed it. I still don't really see how it would work in actual random battles. But I think that I think it'd be fine if implemented. And I agree with that, Tali, but I'm more than fine with vehicles being like meh, being average, being even below average in terms of performance. Really, I prefer that over blatantly overpowered. Although I am curious how this would work also in matchmaking if one team has more submarines than the other by like a large margin. Again, we surface because it's faster, and we'll only submerge as soon as we start taking fire. We also turn straight north to intercept the convoy. Yeah, I know. I've seen quite a lot of people make that take. Yeah. Charles my way. Down we go. Yeah. The thing is though, another reason why these submarines feel really nice is because of the limited range of the torpedoes as well. Actually, that's something I need to test now to see it in the chat. I actually want to see at what speed you can go top speed. Ah, that is... that's a bit annoying. So you can go your surface top speed below the surface. But, because something's poking above the waterline, they will have me spotted. That 34 km/h thing is only in realistic battle. That is the stat card speed. But because it's arcade, you go 44. The problem with that is, Eintracht, if I pronounce it correctly. Do you have the speed to actually go to the enemy flanks? And if so, if you are capable of flanking an enemy, how fun is it to be engaged by a submarine? Like, because the thing is, okay, destroyers and frigates can deal with submarines just fine. But let's say I play my Scharnhorst. I don't actually own a Scharnhorst, but that's another matter. Let's say I get the German Scharnhorst, and I take a submarine with it in a lineup as well. 7-0. Can I flank a battleship? And can the battleship do anything about it? Like, what I would... If submarines come out, what I'd love to test is how these spotting mechanics actually work. And how big the blast effect of Battleship High Explosive would be. That would be an interesting thing to test. If Battleship HE would just destroy a periscope depth submarine. Probably would actually, when you think of it. Because the semi-armor piercing rounds of the Fletcher almost have enough penetration to actually reach a submarine that's at periscope depth. I'm gonna lower the periscope just so that they Don't target me.
Zerstörer! Voraus!
I'm also going to deploy mines here for a bit of a scummy reason, because this is going to be close to where one of their spawn points will be. Okay, I was close to getting a targeting solution on this guy, wasn't I? Yep. There we go. Oh, because I relocked the same target, I actually got a bearing pretty instantly. That's good to know. Yeah, but that's with direct hits, isn't it, Tali? Or is it with near misses accounted as well? I need to crash dive as well, because I see somebody nearing me at a rapid rate.
Bis zur Tiefe von 60
So I'm gonna
Meter.
drop some more mines, but he's gonna go right over me, you see him there. I'm gonna have to check out that that hangar link. Fine.
60 Meter.
Let's go above 60 because then to crush again.
Ziel zerstört.
I've got quite a few hunting. I'm gonna actually go below
Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
depth. Be invisible to sonar. And I'm going to come to a halt too. Because look, my circle's actually like... Can I go even smaller circle if I actually go to 0? I can. I can make the circle even smaller. There we go.
Motoren anhalten.
So I should be invisible now to them. There we go. A true... almost true stop. So I'm curious now if I'll get depth charged or not. Do they still know where I am?
Unbeschädigt.
No depth charges from him. I'm starting to speak quieter because I want to be stealthy. There's some depth charges there, but they're outside of my range, so it should be fine. I'm taking critical hull damage though, I need to go up. And that's gonna alert him to my presence, but only shortly. Look at that hull. Yeah, I saw the crush damage a little bit late, but they're leaving me. I think I've escaped their detection. The depth is a bit too harsh, especially because 60 meters is supposedly the sonar blind spot. But at the same time, I kind of like that kind of risky play of, oh, do you want to avoid certain detection by going like close to crush depth? But at the same time, it is a bit... I don't know, I like the concept, but at the same time I don't. It gives a submarine like a risk factor to being completely undetectable and being like, will I die or not? But I think, yeah, look, all the convoys have left me alone. So let's go to the surface. And actually, I think I'm gonna stay slow. I'm still making a lot of noise because of my surfacing, sadly. But if I get to the correct depth, come on, I should be getting real quiet real soon. I need to slow down further. And I should be able to get my torpedoes out without them really knowing I'm here.
Marineschiff. 340. 2000 Meter. Alles Steuerbord.
And look, I am now no longer detected, I'm pretty sure. But can I get my boat around to actually target these ships?
Motoren volle Kraft voraus.
I need to go full speed just to turn,
Enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
but I can always slow down again.
Ruder auf Null.
Torpedoes make a lot of noise, that's to be expected.
Ziel identifiziert.
And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna do some actual submarine stuff. I'm just gonna stay stationary and wait for that ship to move into my torpedo crosshair, which I think I have the time for. Although, I need to down my periscope real soon. Yeah, no. I can't risk this because my periscope is giving me away as well. Yeah, there's a bunch more mechanics that'll actually... that are available to submarines, like stealthier torpedoes and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how I feel about stealthy torpedoes though. I think that'd be a bit too potent. Okay, the front of that convoy has left me behind. And I think I'll just continue with normal operation now. I am getting shot at though. Come on, can I just get one more salvo away? He's out of range. No, they're far behind me. I should be fine from them, but that guy isn't.
Bis zur Tiefe von 20 Meter. 20 Meter. 40 Meter. 60 Meter.
So I'm not going to be at depth fast enough to avoid detection. There he is. I should be able to just outrun his depth charges, maybe, if he doesn't... yeah, like he's dropping them close to the rear of my ship, so just keep going straight. Until I can avoid those blast damages, but I think should be fine. And control throttle. Like, I want to stop. There's a plane heading my way as well. Let's just stop, let's zoom in again. There we go. And we should be undetected now. And we are still at a safe depth. You can see he kind of knows... oh. Ah. I think I know what's going on here. And that is... I think I'm undetectable by sonar from long range if I stay quiet like that. But I think the blue outline gives me away at these kind of ranges. And I'm gonna be dead in here. Yeah. No? Ah, there we go. Ammunition load exploded. Our team is not doing well, we've only sunk a few of them, I think. Let's go up, zoom out again to have a good look. I've also found, actually, let me, if I go periscope depth, activate periscope, and I look at the plane, because there is a way to actually lock onto the plane. I have locked onto them before, but I don't actually know what the conditions are to lock onto them. Oh well.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 340. 3000 Meter.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
But if you... I really recommend playing this game as well for the rewards you can get from it. Because there's a bunch of cool decals, a loading screen, lots of cool stuff. A lot of submarine decals. Which I would love to actually be able to put on this submarine, but oh well. Yep. Yeah, I saw that as well. I think it was a 111 that disintegrated upon impact with the water. I should... You know what? That's a good thing you actually reminded me again, because I should name this replay to just look at it. I might post some screenshots on the YouTube posts later. Gonna deploy some mines here, and I hope my friendly doesn't run into them. Because there's a good chance that the enemy spawn will move close to this location. You can. Commander Turtle, I'm gonna give you some tips. You can't put the camera underwater normally. If you have NVIDIA Ansel and you're spectating a submarine, you can. I don't personally like using NVIDIA Ansel, but you can do that. With Ansel you can move freely in between water and like below and above it, which is really neat. I'm gonna shut that, but I will. Down I go. Oh no, the plane. I need to go up, I need to go up, I need to shoot down that plane. Where is it? Torpedoes? I was not expecting torpedoes.
Belastungsausblasen!
Maschinenwerfer! Torpedo! Backbord! Steigen auf Seerohrtiefe auf!
Bis zur Tiefe von 40 Meter!
60 Meter! Ziel zerstört!
Ruder, Backbord!
I should say I'm surface really close to it. No, I'm close enough to the convoy that I don't really have to dive.
40 Meter!
Seerohrtiefe erreicht!
Zerstörer! Voraus!
Yeah, that's a common misconception. The only thing that actually happens when you go below a certain depth is that you don't see the reload timer. Just doesn't show at a certain depth. Got another plane. That's surface.
Ausblasen!
Please, let's not be another torpedo plane. It is not a torpedo plane, it's 500s. But it should be going down. There we go. Jeez, another one. Come on. Ah, this 37's out. And that's just a death. Yeah, like the how was it actually? Yeah, the screenshot that was the thumbnail for the stream. It's on my server. A friend of mine took it, and he did it with NVIDIA Ansel, and a few filters as well, but I forgot what they were. I shouldn't spawn down south because there's a lot of escorts down there. I'm gonna spawn up north. And resurface because that's where you're fastest.
Kampfstationen! Feind gesichtet!
Although you apparently do go top speed even if you're a little bit submerged.
Auf Seerohrtiefe aufsteigen!
But I don't really want to abuse that, so I'm just gonna surface. Looks cooler anyways.
Batterien aufladen! Ruder, Steuerbau!
Ein Steuerbord steuern!
Okay. It seems the convoy has decided to take off in a literal sense.
5000 Meter!
God, they're so far away.
Zerstörer! Steuerbord!
And I don't think I actually have the time to reach that convoy anymore without also running into the escorts. That's the most front convoy ship over there.
Zerstörer!
He's far away.
3000 Meter!
Alles Backbord!
Ein Ruderrad Backbord!
Ziel
That one's been
identifiziert!
hit by a torpedo and it's going under.
240! 4000 Meter!
We need one more
Ziel
cargo ship and there we go.
Marineschiff! Feind vernichtet! And as long as you guys are not bored of it, I'm gonna just continue playing that game mode.
because I just really, really like it. It has sadly taken away precious time for my Talk 2 grind, the above sea undersea boat. But oh well. I'm thinking if there's anything fun I can do with my submarine. Like anything to challenge myself, and I think I could also just go on the hunt for the Fletchers.
Alle Mann auf Gepäckstation. Tauchstation. Alles Steuerbord.
Hi, Ruder hart Steuerbord. Marineschiff. Voraus. 4000 Meter.
Kampfstation und
There's one escort.
Ruder auf Null.
Hi, Ruder auf Null.
There it is.
Ziel identifiziert.
It's a Fletcher, as my handy sight tells me.
7000 Meter.
I do kind of like that, like, just data that shows up. Pretty fun.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Hi, Steuerbord, Steuer.
I wonder at what point it actually like recalculates. Because it just did. Is it when I go in and out? No. Is it when I go... When does it recalculate? Is it every... Oh, there it goes again. Every 250 meters roughly. 300 meters maybe. So it does recalculate on its own, I think. Yeah, there it goes. It's just every... Let me time it actually.
The enemy is winning.
I want to say every 15 seconds, I'm not sure. I think, am I close enough to... I am close enough to start torpedoing. Let's slow down a bit, because I don't actually want to like overshoot the convoy as I sometimes do.
Hi, Backbord steuern.
Motoren 2/3. Alles Backbord.
Hi, Ruder hart Backbord. Torpedo groß.
There's also sadly like no animation for the torpedo bay opening yet.
Ziel identifiziert.
But oh well,
Marineschiff.
that's a future thing.
340. 2000 Meter.
Torpedo groß.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Hi, Steuerbord, Steuer.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff.
Ooh, there's a Fletcher charging me.
2000 Meter. Direkter Treffer. Feindliches Schiff brennt.
Time to fight a Fletcher.
Identifiziert. Zerstörer. 320. 2000 Meter. Seerohrtiefe erreicht. Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust. Steigblock Seerohrtiefe auf.
Torpedo groß.
Ziel brennt.
I think it's a T2 or something, or T... Pardon me. T2 or T3, something along those lines.
Feindliches Schiff
And there we go.
versenkt. Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff.
Yeah, that's just the naval voice lines. It's nothing specific to submarines.
Marineschiff. 320. 2000 Meter. Feind ist getroffen.
Torpedo groß.
I've got a Tacoma charging me down, but only one torpedo left. So I'm going to do... yeah, dive after I launch this one torpedo at it. In the meantime, let's just launch a string of mines behind me. And we dive.
Bis zur Tiefe von
You can see it takes some time for the torpedo to actually reach the surface.
40 Meter.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Ruder hart, Steuerbord.
Aye, Ruder hart, Steuerbord.
Erreicht! 40 Meter.
I think I'll have to be a bit dangerous.
60 Meter. 60 Meter.
Nah, I don't really like risking the crushing that.
Nach Lecks suchen.
Stop.
Bis zur Tiefe von 60 Meter.
Those might be dangerous, but I should be out of range for his barrels now. That's gonna be real dangerous. That's gonna be real dangerous. Because those do go deeper than the normal barrels. Okay, it's far enough away. By the way, now you can see no like reload indicator, and I'm gonna stay at this depth until you see it reload.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
Let's take a little bit down.
Reparaturtrupp. Schadenskontrolle beginnen.
Let's see if I can do my stopping stunt again to lose their detection of me.
Motoren anhalten.
There we go. Making a lot of noise, I know it, but I'm going to go down to a certain depth. That's a
60
bit too deep.
Meter. Erreicht!
And I need to start moving.
60 Meter.
Yeah, I think he lost track of me. That's why I didn't see any barrels being launched against me. But I need to surface at some point, and you can see torpedoes have reloaded, even at this depth. Shall we do a crash surface?
Auf Seerohrtiefe aufsteigen. Gefechtsstationen bereit machen zum Auftauchen. Ruder auf Null.
Aye, Ruder auf Null.
And we're gonna either shotgun this destroyer in front of us, or the convoy ship right behind him.
Alles Steuerbord.
Well, hello there.
Steuerbord.
I think it is inside my minimum range, isn't it? Yeah, that is.
Luft aufladen.
Yeah, bad idea. I thought I would surface a bit before him, in front of him. I should have just stopped going forward, now that I think of it. I keep forgetting I can actually use my throttle. Bit of a rough situation to spawn into now. Yeah, how many ship spawns do I still have left? 2 more, okay. Actually, if you want more confirmation that the submarines are blue water ships, there you have it. Blue water ships. Didn't even consider looking at that until now. Let's prepare sticks of 8 to drop on these. 4-second fuselage still, but if a direct impact should be fine. Unless these are AP bombs, but I doubt they are. And even if they were AP bombs, I wouldn't actually be able to choose their fuse like that. I shouldn't fly in a straight line. I know better than that when there's Fletchers about. There you can see a convoy ship. Just do the standard up-down dodging. And we'll dodge some of the various amount of 20 mil fire. Not nearly all of it though, but some of it. There goes 8. And there goes a 20 mil straight to my bomb bay.
We've got to counterattack.
I'm not gonna spawn south because we're way too close to our spawn. I'll go up north.
Zerstörer! Voraus! 4000 Meter.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet. Alles Backbord.
Ei, Ruder hart Backbord.
Ruder auf Null.
Ei, Ruder auf 0.
Casp can be pretty difficult, but there are tricks to it. That's also a video I have to make at some point. Ugh.
Feind vernichtet!
I have a lot of plans for videos to make, but I just never get around to making them.
Identifiziert. Zerstörer! 240! 3000 Meter!
Patrouillenschiff! Voraus! 4000 Meter.
Ruder hart, Steuerbord.
Ei, Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Ziel identifiziert.
I need to
Marineschiff.
get that lead indicator right now.
6000 Meter!
Jeez, that's a big ol' lead.
Zerstörer! Steuerbord!
We need to put more pressure on the enemy.
Ah, he's turning away.
They're winning.
Ruder Backbord.
Not quite sure what that torpedo's launched at.
Ziel identifiziert. Torpedobomber. 200! 4000 Meter! Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer! 240!
I'll slow down at this other
Ziel
submarine
identifiziert.
pass.
Marineschiff. 230! 3000 Meter!
He's a bit in my way if I want to torpedo this Fletcher.
Zerstörer. 240! 2000 Meter! Ruder Steuerbord. Ruder auf Null.
Seems he's already been hit by the submarine he's hunting. There we go, got a lock. I think he's launching torpedoes at us, which is a brave choice. But not a good one if I'm honest. Somehow hit the Fletcher. Just my too speculative.
Seerohrtiefe erreicht.
Ooh, direct hit. I saw the plane on the minimap way too late.
Ruder Backbord.
Ei, Backbordsteuer.
Yeah, the planes are probably the biggest risks, biggest threats out there for the submarine.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Ziel identifiziert. Marineschiff. 4000 Meter!
I see that Fletcher over there shooting at me. Just one more torpedo. And there I go.
Auf Seerohrtiefe aufsteigen! Steigen auf Seerohrtiefe auf!
And direct hit again. Damn. Makes me look like a chump with playing my Catalina with a 4-second fuse delay. But oh well. It is really kind of team dependent, this event as well. And what I'm going to do first, if you forgive me, is I'm going to look for a test drive link for that submarine. See if you can actually like get it in the hangar. If I can find it, although I have no clue where to find it. No, I'm gonna look for it somewhere else another time. Let's do some more American stuff. More lectures.
All hands man battle stations. Set condition 1. Lock down all watertight compartments. Engines flank speed. Right standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Yeah, the sonar range on the Fletcher is definitely a bit longer. It goes almost from spawn to spawn, whilst the Tacoma definitely didn't do that.
Submarine.
Nope.
Left.
Ocean, make condition 1. Target
Surfaced.
identified. Submarine.
And still surfaced. For some reason I'm not getting my grey lock-on box, but I'm definitely locked onto it.
Hard.
There we go.
Rudder. Aye, aye.
He's submerged, that's good.
Aye, aye.
Target identified.
He's being a little bit of a... There he goes fully submerged.
3,000 meters. Near miss. Near miss. Near miss.
Target identified.
He's surfaced
Submarine.
again.
Contact.
Down again.
120. 2,000 meters.
Playing whack-a-mole with submarines.
Target identified. Submarine.
Contact. Bearing. 120. 2,000 meters.
Target identified. Submarine.
Contact bearing.
He's trying to game the system by going top speed, I think. I'm not sure.
Near miss.
Well, his fault for getting direct hits to the bridge then. And that's the thing with submarines as well. When your bridge gets hit, you cannot change your depth either.
Submarine.
Ooh, but
Left. Near miss.
god damn it. I'm sorry about that, but there's sadly houseflies flying around, and sometimes they land on the microphone, which can be very, very uncomfortable, and I'm incredibly sorry for that. I think it should be fine otherwise. Tell me if they're still static, please do.
Right standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
One second. Was it the game audio or the microphone audio that was doing some weird stuff? Oop, I have to pay attention.
Right hard rudder.
Right hard rudder.
Is it better now?
Heading in.
Didn't notice this but never
All
mind.
hands abandon ship.
Yeah, again, a while ago with OBS, I've actually been experimenting with like capturing separate sounds. It's really useful for when I record stuff, for having a separate soundtrack for my voice and for the in-game
Make
audio.
Condition 1.
And it could be nice. I've been wanting to experiment with it on streams, so that maybe I could listen to something else in the background or something like that. Or if I get some notification on the PC, you don't hear it. But yeah, for some reason it just causes static, and I don't know why. But it should be fine now.
Rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
I've only seen it happen on these like separate sound things that I've been experimenting with. If I just capture every single sound that happens on my computer, it's fine, usually. But oh well, let's now actually pay attention to where we're going.
Left standard rudder.
Left standard rudder. Aye, aye.
That. Lots and lots of submarines over here. There was one over there that repeated me. Is he still looking at me? He isn't.
Left. 6,000 meters.
Actually, whilst he's locked on, I want to see at what range you see the blue outline. It's not 1 kilometer. It's 850? Like 860, 850? Okay. So that's at the range at which you get that outline. Good to know. It's actually quite risky for me going after this one, because I'm being the torpedo gun side of that one over there. But I can't really turn now because I'll be in the mine wake of this submarine right here, if you want to call it that.
Ready depth charges.
Spam a few because I think this will hit. There was one in front of me as well, wasn't there?
Target destroyed.
Right
There it is,
standard
right there.
rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Enemy hit.
A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Mine warning, but I'm fine. I did expect
Left
that.
standard rudder.
Left standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Ready depth charges.
That's why you never go from behind a submarine. Got some hits, but I don't think I'll sink him.
Enemy vessel sunk.
Never mind.
Sonar hydrophone reports.
Submarine. Back. 500 meters.
Direct hit.
It's good to know for future streams as well that I just don't have to bother with a separate audio recording nonsense.
Target identified.
Because I know what static you're talking about, and it is really bad.
1,000 meters.
Thank you, Fletcher, for just pile driving into me.
Left over.
Lovely.
Rudder. Aye, aye.
Although it might have saved me from these torpedoes over here. That's their spawn, it's gonna be a problem. I need to be careful of him. So a good way, if you see, he's clearly turning towards me to torpedo me. So go completely 90 degrees, because a submerged submarine will not be able to keep up with a full speed Fletcher. The only risk from doing this is that you'll run into his mines if you keep circling him. But see, his nose just cannot get on target. Yeah, you can see it right there.
Left
So I'm going to ignore him for now,
Left standard rudder.
and I'm going to go for the other guy who's also turning his nose on me, but I might,
Be ours.
and I think I am, within his minimum range. I can dodge that torpedo still, but I am definitely within his minimum range now. Just trust. I trust.
Sonar hydrophone reports.
Submarine. Left.
ready depth charges.
Enemy destroyed.
Enemy destroyed.
torpedoes from the aircraft.
Damage control. Prepare parties secure and pump out water.
And there we go. I'm probably actually going to survive the flooding. I think. I might not though. Yeah, no, that's two different compartments. I'm gonna die from that one.
Ready to.
And there we go.
Abandoned ship.
That's a good rundown of Thatcher. Considering I died with 0 kills in the first one. And let's do some more PBY shenanigans. Ooh, quite nice weather signs. And I completely forgot to save the replay with that plane crash. I need to remember doing that. I'm really bad at forgetting stuff like that every time I'm coming out of a match. Only lost 1 convoy ship until now, jeez. That's impressive.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
I think there's still a submarine over there. Trying to. They're shooting an aircraft. There's a sub. When I zoom out, I think I vaguely see his outline. Is that him? No, where are they going? Oh well. Ah, they got him. Didn't see him at all. There he is, right below me. Let's see if we can get a good bomb away. And I was still on the 4 bomb series from the 111 last match. Well, that submarine is definitely dead. That was a bit of a... I missed it, okay. It was a bit of overkill for that one submarine. Bit slow getting into that point, but I also need to remember that the Catalin's wing is actually pointed weirdly as well. So I need to push the nose down a bit to actually fly level. And where should we go then? Down south again, I think. Or more submarine hunting. The inner bomb reload is also really quick in this game mode. It's what, yeah, it's 10 seconds as soon as you get in the zone. So let us remove... Okay. Didn't have a bomb series equipped when I reloaded. But, well, I assume I had a bomb series equipped when I dropped those bombs. Our team has done really well keeping those submarines away. We've only lost 2 cargo ships. But I definitely think... I don't know, it's weird, like again, yesterday it was a 15-minute timer for the mission, now it's 20 minutes. And I'm not sure who it actually favors more, the extended match time. You definitely see more and more people actually reaching their maximum spawns though. Especially the submarines. They're all above the surface, which is a bit annoying. There is a submarine still there, you can see it in the wake of the Fletcher. Bomb away. And Fletcher got him anyways. These 2 are still on the surface. But I'm gonna loiter around here, that's for sure. If this turret can push him under, I can definitely bomb him. There we go. Now, if I could push that second one under, I'd be just... Oop, he's not quite pushed under yet. They're surfacing to deal with my threat rather than the destroyers. I've lost that first submarine, but I still see this one clear as day. So let's give it a little bit of a lead. There we go. I see the other one as well now.
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
One away, and that should be aim down 2. Yeah, that bomb is right on top of him. And that is most of their team gone. And I think, as this match is about to conclude, roughly, I'm going to end the stream after this match too. I think I've showcased this game mode plenty enough, unless there's any particular question anybody has. And then, after the stream, I'm gonna write that video on this event a bit more, to hopefully get it out tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday. Yes, because I don't have it, nobody's really sent it to me. And remember, links do not work in the YouTube chat, I cannot see them. So unless you have me on Discord or anything like that, I cannot see the links. I do find it a bit weird that even like for moderation purposes you can't see the links, which is a bit annoying. I don't think it's even an option I can change either. Oh well. But yeah, if you... I'll probably find it somewhere later today. And if I can't, then I can't. Not the biggest deal.
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
Are there even any... There's no submarines left anymore. But this is going to be game, and you know what I'll do? Being as the game's about to end? Let's land at this Catalina. It should be arcade, so... Actually, I'm not entirely sure if I can rip my landing gear off or not. Because this should be arcade. But it is also named realistic, so... Although the amount of stunts I've been doing in the Catalina probably would have ripped my wings off several times already. There's one more submarine. Oh boy. There he is. That's south. Only 30 seconds remain. There's a bomb series of 100-pounders, and that hit the submarine, and he's out. And that's going to be game, and also the end of my ream. Hopefully it wasn't too scuffed after my long break since the last one. And let's see. I would like to at least stream again like once a week maybe. As long as my videos are still as irregular as always. We'll see in what date and what time, might be a bit sporadic. But yeah. I'll also, for the coming week, if the submarine event changes significantly, I'll stream again. If it doesn't, I won't. I might make some YouTube posts, and I might like comment on the submarine video I'm gonna make if there's any like changes that happen during the week. But anyways, let's take one final look at the rewards, because I think you can preview all of... You can't preview the decals, sadly. But you can preview stuff like all the decorators. Which is... This is just a rubber boat. And you have the... Actually preview it again. The emergency buoy. Which has a small white flashing light on it. Which is going to be cool. For decals and stuff, not really visible. But I know they're pretty good. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And if the event changes, I'll see you soon. And if it doesn't, I'll probably see you next week. Anyways, again, thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.